Hi folks, back again. Bathrobe Chronicles number 181. Boy, I'm not sure how I'm going to do with this one, but start the old watch. This is a pretty serious one. I want to talk about don't ask, don't tell. Uh, I'll, I'm not even sure where to start. Uh, oh, okay. I'm sorry. I watched this let me back up a little bit. I watched this documentary the other night. It's on Hulu. And I hope, regardless of what you think about don't ask, don't tell and all that other kind of stuff, homosexuals and so forth and so on, I hope that all of you will watch this. It's Hulu, HULU.com. And when you get there, it's a documentary and it's called Fag Bug, F-A-G-B-U-G. Now here's what happened. There's this young lady, I guess she's like early 20s. I mean, she's definitely not much more than like 21, 22, 23 or something like that. And I believe she was a graduate student. And she has a Volkswagen Bug. You know, the new kind of Bug, not the old kind of Bug, the new kind of Bug. Not that that is that important. And anyway, one day she comes out and someone has taken red spray paint. She's a lesbian. It's taken red spray paint. I forgot what they sprayed on the hood of her car, but up where the driver's window is, they sprayed Fag, F-A-G. So, let me tell you what this young lady did. She somebody had cleaned some of it off, and she resprayed it just like it had been sprayed in red paint. And she started off across the country. And she interviewed people, she gave talks, and so on and so forth. And I think she, and as I best remember, she did the camera work and everything. Now, though I doubt if she had a lot of training or knowledge or whatever of camera work or cinematography or whatever the hell you want to call it, it was just a nicely done documentary. And of course she's in her car, and I guess she's got the camera jammed up there somewhere, you know, talking as she's going across the country. So she starts across the country. And I want you to watch this, regardless of how you view homosexuality or anything else. Do yourself a favor. Watch this documentary on Hulu. Anyway, so she decided she was going to take off across the country and talk to people. And of course she left the fag thing on there. And her dad gave her $5,000 to help on the trip. So she so she takes off. And this is this young girl, man, driving around the country with fag written on her car. So she, interviews people and all that kind of stuff and gives talks and speeches or whatever term you want to use. Was in a couple of pride, I think it's called gay pride parades. And man, oh man, like she was down in the Bible Belt and somewhere down there, and like she, interviewed these two fellows, and like they told her, no, we don't believe any of this stuff. God says, this ain't right, and the old religion again popping up. But I forget how many miles she drove, but if I'm not mistaken, she went across the country, sort of down and across, and then came back up. She may have even gone up into Canada. I don't remember now. Somewhere along the way, and this is really kind of cool, Volkswagen of America found out about this. And as I best remember, they reimbursed her the $5,000 that her dad had given her. and of course had her at the corporate office or whatever, and ultimately, and I'm pretty sure Volkswagen did this for her, ultimately what they did with her car is they made it a rainbow car. I think that's what you call it. Oh, I know, I forgot to say. At the beginning of the movie, what she had, I believe it's called a rainbow, I'm not sure, sticker on her back window, and I guess that's what alerted, for lack of a better word, people, that she was a lesbian or homosexual, whatever term you want to use, or gay, or whatever. And I believe that's what the led to somebody, painting her car. And what Volkswagen did, and I'm pretty sure this is true, check the Hulu thing, is they made her car a rainbow. In other words, it's that rainbow gizmo, you know what I mean? And here she is now driving around in this rainbow Volkswagen. But you guys and ladies really need to watch that, regardless of what you think about the issue, if you want to use the word issue. Regardless of what you think, you need to watch this. And I know for a lot of people it's difficult, and I can appreciate that. It's difficult to understand these kinds of things. And I don't have any great answers for you, if that's the proper term. But I think what we need to remember is, people are people, and that's it. And like if a dude likes a dude, or a babe likes a babe, or whatever, they're still people. That's all there is to it. They're people. Now, I'm sort of at a loss for words. Let me have a couple more drinks here. Now, let's get to this don't ask, don't tell stuff. By the way, watch that daggone thing on Hulu, HULU.com, and it's Fag Bug. Now, the don't ask, don't tell. These folks, these are our citizens. Now, I'm 71 years old, and I've been around for a while. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I want to be a homosexual or whatever, but that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, people are people. And because a dude likes a dude, or a babe likes a babe, or whatever term you want to use, they're just people. That's just the way it is. And I swear, okay, and I'm not saying homosexuality and race and all of that is equal or the same or anything else. Hey, it's way beyond me, okay? I have sort of a pea brain, I readily admit that. But fortunately, when I was growing up, and as I said, I'm 71, and I grew up in the South, and when I was growing up, black people rode on the back of streetcars. I was at the streetcar place, and buses and things like that. Fortunately, my mom, who was a Southerner, of course, always said to me, the only difference between the black folks and us is the skin color. That's it. They have the same dreams that we have. They have the same things they want to do. They love their families like we love our families, and so on and so forth. There's absolutely no difference between us. It just so happens they have dark skin. That's it. There's no difference. Thankfully, my mom was like that. My grandmother wasn't. Most of the people around me weren't. Hey, there's no sense in lying. What the hell? I'm 71. But and I'm not saying that it's the same, because who the hell knows. But people are who they are. In other words, when when a fellow or a lady or whomever is born, you know, that's just the way it is. And if they, you know, grow up liking the same sex, same gender, whatever term you want to use, that's just the way it is, you know? And they're just like, in other words, we're all basically the same. We all basically want the same thing. We all basically want a decent life. We all basically want to have a job. We all basically want to have shelter. You know, we want to enjoy ourselves. We want to read. We want to get education. We want to do this. We want to do that. And we're all the same. Okay. The don't ask, don't tell. You know, there's, gosh, I mean, I mean, I don't know what the percentage of homosexuals are in our society, but I would imagine every single one of us have a relative or a friend or an acquaintance or a coworker or someone, you know? And as I said, I have no idea what the percentage is. I don't think anyone really knows because a lot of people, you know, won't admit to that. Like a lot of people won't admit to being an atheist. I mean, I only recently would actually say that to anyone. You know, I didn't want to get shot or something. But, you know, our service people, they shouldn't, you know, the argument is, well, that's the rule, and don't ask, don't tell. But should we make people hide who they are? You know? Should we do that? I don't know. Right, anyway, let me go to part two. I'm running out of time here. Hold on.